Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to class number 3. In the last stream, a lot of people wanted to talk about relationship advice and stuff like that, and of course the usual negative thinking that everyone gets. So I'm happy to talk about a lot of those, share my experiences and things I do if I were in your situation, and hopefully I can learn from you and you can learn from me. So welcome to another class. Let's have some fun. Total judgment-free zone, so if you're here and you don't want to be judged, don't be here. What's up, guys? What's going on? All right, so who's going to start off the discussion today? I know there's going to be someone. Hi, Carson. Hi, Benjamin. Hey, Stone. What's up, guys? Another chillax stream. I really wish you could do calls. I could. Yeah, we could eventually do that if you want. We could do Zoom audio calls. Maybe that could be fun. Yeah, that's a thought. That's a thought. All right. So we've got maybe 45 minutes to an hour today. We're going to see how it goes. We might go a little longer, depending on the discussion. Robert is starting it off. He says, "Hey Theory, every time I get into a romantic relationship, it's hard for me to open up to girls, and I always overthink it and get panic attacks thinking that they're gonna dump me." Okay, so the reality is here that you're living in your own head. So it's got nothing to do with women dumping you or you being awkward or anything like that. It all starts and ends in here. And sorry, I just had a shower, so my ears are still wet. So it all starts and ends up here. And this is something a lot of people fall into deeply, is the rabbit hole, it's called. And it's when you go into this constant spiral and this loop, and you go deeper and deeper and deeper into this rabbit hole of thoughts and thinking. So the first thing to do is to just accept these thoughts, encourage them, and just let them be there. Don't worry about, oh, I'm so awkward, I'm so this, and because if you say those things, then you're going to be those things, right? It's like saying, don't think about the pink elephant. Don't think about the pink elephant. You're going to think about the pink elephant. Just let the pink elephant be there. It's there. If you're awkward, you're awkward. If you're not, okay, you're not. What's up, Aaron? Nice to see you too. I've been very depressed lately and I have no idea why. I think it's from lack of purpose. Any advice? Well, you kind of said it right there twice. You have no idea, and I think it's from lack of... So, again, you're thinking. You most likely have OCD, just like the rest of us, in different amounts, of course. I have very high amounts of OCD. So for you, you have this constant paranoia that something is wrong, something needs to be fixed. And this is just your brain trying to warn you and tell you that, hey, be aware of these things because I want you to survive, I want you to do well. And this is this is a big reason why a lot of people suffer in life with their negative thoughts, is because they don't realize that their negative thoughts are literally just their brain looking out for them. It's their brain being their friend. But the problem is that they focus on these thoughts as if, oh no, they're going to come true. Oh no, it's reality. It's all bullshit. It's not. So what I would do is, if you feel like you have no purpose, if you feel like you're constantly struggling or depressed or whatever it is, I don't want to say it's all a mindset. It could be, of course, chemical. I'm not a doctor, so I can't say if it is or it isn't. You'd have to be diagnosed. But if it's merely just a thought and you don't know what is going on, I'd say a lot of it is just mental, where you just are constantly wondering and ruminating if something is wrong, but there's nothing wrong. I lost connection with my girlfriend close to a month ago. I know that this will fix itself, but I'm really depressed and I don't know why. Well, just like anything in life, when you're used to something, a certain routine of things, let's say, for example, you have a teddy bear that you've had for years. Not to downplay a relationship, I'm just psychologically trying to analyze what you feel with this void. Let's say you got a teddy bear for years and all of a sudden you lose the teddy bear. You're used to sleeping next to it. You're used to seeking it for advice, talking to this teddy bear, so on and so forth. And when it's gone, oh no, I don't know what to do. It's just this routine and this habit that you have to now course correct, or just find a new habit. And eventually over time, you will realize that, okay, I can live without my teddy bear. Now, of course, with a human, it is so much more difficult because you pour emotions into them and they pour emotions into you. But you have to know that it's not necessarily the person that you miss, because if it was, then it wouldn't have ended, because they would be the person that you have in your mind. But for whatever reason, it ended, and you need to realize that that person that you have in your mind is actually in the past. They don't exist anymore. So this new person that they are isn't the same person you're holding on to. And so if you try to understand that and move on, it's going to be hard. Create a new habit for yourself day by day. You're going to be fine. Oh, thanks, Luke. Appreciate that. Thanks, Louise. Honestly, all our thoughts and emotions are chemical reactions, but then again, isn't everything a chemical reaction? Yes, but it is up to you and your power to give a thought power or not. Give a thought power over you or not. Right? We are the gatekeepers. We are the ones controlling what we ultimately want to do and don't want. If you're not acting on a thought, then it's just a thought. Whatever. There's no harm to it, but it's the constant rumination on the thought that makes it uncomfortable. Hey Parth, what's going on? What's up, Lily? I need a girl 25 and have never had a girl. So if you've never had a girl, how do you know you need it? Your perception of the man you will be, if you have a girl, or the woman you'll be if you'll have a girl, depending on your preference, is really just a thought. And it's because you've never had one. How would you know? It's a perception. It's a fictitious, imaginative thought that you have regarding wanting a girl. Because you've never had one, so how would you know? So once you answer that, then you'll be in a better place. I don't open to girls in my area because they are rude, always do things for attention, like faking that they have depression, feminist, and they always makes jokes about someone. I don't like being here. Everything you just said is an assumption. So unless these people are actually coming out and saying, hey, all of these things that you just said, I'm a feminist. Well, first of all, being a feminist is a great thing. Being a feminazi is completely different, right? Man-hating is completely different from being a feminist. Being a feminist just means equal rights, right? Which is great. If I have a daughter one day, I want her to have equal rights as well. But everything you just said is a subjective statement from your point of view. I doubt any one of those people, whether they are like that or not, and I'm not negating the fact that they might be like that, aren't consciously aware that they're like that, because no one in the right mind would want to be, and assuming they're in the right mind, would want to be all those things you mentioned. So I would stop generalizing, and if those people have done things that have given that reaction to you, then I would look elsewhere for what you want. It's that simple. I'm 100% serious. I don't know if I'm bi because I started making jokes about Obi-Wan being attractive, but then I started to actually think Ewan McGregor is attractive. No, you're not bi. At least doesn't seem like it from that comment. It is 100%. Look, society makes it seem like you can't find other men hot. You can find other men hot. It's totally normal. That's if you see a let's say a lion walking very majestically, and you notice its muscles, and you notice it's a good-looking creature, not in a sexual way, but it's a good-looking animal. Does that mean you want to engage with the animal? No, it just means you are an observant human being, and you have the ability to see that this animal is very majestic. And we as humans, we like to be good-looking for many reasons. So for you to find that in another man is totally fine. I would search up HOCD, which is a type of OCD, which is constant rumination of thinking you might turn gay when you've never originally had those thoughts. So it is actually a very big type of OCD that men don't really talk about because they're too afraid. They're too embarrassed. But there's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's all just OCD at the end of the day. Now, if you are gay, you'll know it. There's nothing wrong with it. But for me, I can openly say that there are very attractive and hot men out there. Henry Cavill, hot guy. A lot of good-looking guys out there. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean you're bi. It just means you have the ability to appreciate another good-looking human. Those girls, most of the time, they're on my classroom, but there are other girls that are good, kind of like all that. Well, there are good guys, good girls out there, and that's just the way it is. So that's why when you find that certain someone, you find them special and you date them. So don't go after the people you don't want to date. Not trying to pry, but are you in a relationship right now? Yeah, I'm engaged. I did not see the God of War 2 teaser. Is that new? Me and my family have had a really rough year, especially my dad. And any advice to get his hopes up? That's tough, man. That it's hard to get someone's hopes up, but they truly have to see it for themselves. So that's a tough question. I mean, it's hard enough to get your own hopes up, but to instill that in someone else. You just always got to have this mentality that, like what Tom Hanks said in Castaways, you never know what the wave brings in tomorrow. Basic idea to talk about if you get a date. I overthink a lot and feel like I'm going to run out of things to say. Yeah, so you overthink. Well, if you're overthinking, then you got a lot of things to talk about. Basic ideas to talk about. So you're looking for like a script on what to say on a date. That's never works. You just got to go with the flow. It's like hanging out with your buddy and being like, having an idea of what we're going to talk about today. Nah, man, it's just, whatever goes on. Don't try to make conversation. Just genuinely speak. If you got nothing to say, don't say anything. There's nothing wrong with silence sometimes. Hey, Angelica, how are you? What up? What up, Foy? Poi? Or is it Pooey? Pooi. I don't know, man. How's it going? You want to be a conspiracy theorist and writer? It helps you from not thinking negative? So I would encourage to have negative thoughts. I think it's totally fine to have negative thoughts because they're just thoughts. And what negative thoughts are, they're typically, if you're not going to act on these thoughts, then they're bullshit. If you're going to act on them, call the police. If they're like very bad. But if they're just thoughts in your own head, it's perfectly fine. They're bullshit. It's fluff. It's made up air. It doesn't matter. Negative thoughts are merely just your brain trying to warn you that something is wrong. And if you have OCD, it's going to attach to that and you're going to ruminate on it constantly. So it's really just your brain looking out for you. That's all negative thoughts are. There's no one sitting inside your brain trying to tell you like, oh, you're nothing, you're shit, you're garbage, this and that. That doesn't exist. So all negative thoughts are just your brain looking out for you and making you aware of things that could hurt you by giving you this warning signal that, okay, hey, you're nothing, you're going to be nobody, you're extremely stressed out, all of that is bullshit. Why don't we get thoughts? Why don't we ever get positive thoughts such as you're amazing, you're going to do great, you're going to be successful, you're going to excel at all of your objectives and tasks and goals, and your dreams are all going to come true, and you're going to have a great night's sleep. And we don't get those because the mind doesn't focus on things that are good. It focuses on things that are bad so that we can make them good and avoid the bad. That's all it is. It's very simple. My negative thoughts never leave ever. Good, you should be happy because it's just your brain telling you what to be aware of. I have many me's inside my brain working in different parts. Great, let them work. But at the end of the day, it's you who decides what thoughts you're going to actually choose. Them being present is totally okay. Don't try to stop the negative thoughts. Just let them be there. Encourage them, if you will. Just know that you have the power to not act on them. Just because they're there doesn't mean that they're going to happen. Are you saying schizophrenia doesn't exist? No. I'm talking about a normal mind with thoughts. I'm not talking about a mind that is schizophrenic. I'm talking about the average mind. So, no. Schizophrenia is a real thing, but that's an actual condition where you should go to a doctor. I'm doing good, Angelica. I'm sorry to hear it's acting up. So I see a lot of fun comments. These are fine, but not for this place. So let's keep it going for someone else. You clickbait TF out of Star Wars. I hate you. Okay, well, that's your opinion, Jimmy. Have a great day, man. Thanks for stopping by. I'm doing good, Volcano. This channel has big potential, and it's very nice of you to do this. Yeah, I don't know about, yeah, I guess, but if I can help some people here, then I'm happy. Or at least give you like a wall to bounce ideas off of and make you think. I have OCD spending money. If I even spend like $30 I don't need, I get anxious. I think it'd be cool if you do a financial tip video like Finance Theory. I'm considered be a realtor. Oh, no, I'd never do a finance theory because I don't know enough. I would say your OCD with spending money is possibly your brain thinking that you will be happier the more things you possess. So, which is never the case, because the more you purchase, the more you're going to want. Because it's not about you having things, it's about your brain understanding that these things aren't going to make you happy. They may make you entertained for a minute, but that'll subside. Do you think high school romance is something everyone needs to experience? Because I'm almost done with high school and I'm really scared of missing out. Nah, you're not missing out on anything, bro. Look, I had high school romance, but I had it like in the last few months of high school. There are so many other periods in your life. And when you look back on high school, it's just another time period. You know, people make it out to be like, oh my God, it's got to be this like amazing, beautiful, magical time with like my prom and all. Yeah, it's bullshit. You don't need that. There's so many other moments in life, you know? There's never one moment that's going to be a make or break it moment in your life. There's always going to be new moments that come. There's always going to be moments that don't work out the way you want. It's just the way it is. And when you accept that, you know, Buddha says life is suffering. Living is suffering. If you didn't take off on YouTube, what do you think you would be doing? I'd be doing YouTube. Because I was hell-bent on making it happen once I stumbled upon it. There is no defeat in my mind. When I want something, I would keep going at it. I would never stop. Am I religious? No. I appreciate religion, but I'm not religious. I believe in universe. I believe there's a cosmos. I believe there's a cosmic entity or entities. I believe there's a reason we're here and something started it, but I don't know what. I've been struggling with suicide and depression for the past year. I'm getting better and try to stay busy, but every day I have a lot of triggers and it's hard to block thoughts out. Okay, so regarding your suicide and depression, I would seek professional advice. Maybe call the suicide hotline. As far as blocking thoughts out, as I said in the beginning of the stream, that's like, saying, don't think about the pink elephant in the room. And the pink elephant, if it's in the room and you're constantly saying don't think about it, don't look at it, you're thinking about it. So the goal is not to stop the thoughts. The goal is to accept the thoughts as being there and understanding that negative thinking and thoughts in general are just your mind protecting you from those things actually happening. But the problem is that most people who have OCD constantly ruminate on those thoughts and they dissect them. What does this mean? What does that mean? They go into fictitious scenarios. You've all done this. And the danger in that, especially with an OCD mind, is that it can become very real in their mind's perception. But it's not. It never is. It's just fugazi. It's bullshit. So the mind warning you of negative thoughts is merely just that. It's just warning you that, hey, these things could be a possible imminent danger, and I need you to be aware of them. It's not you actually believing that these things are going to happen. But if you are suicidal, please call the suicide hotline. Good night, Volcano. Have a good one, man. I've had a problem finding who appreciates me for who I am. I want to be social, but I've never been good at making friends, much less being in a relationship. Okay, so if you have a hard time being around people, then I just feel like you're being around the wrong people, for the most part. So for me, I always tried to fit in with people that weren't really my kind of people, and I always felt like I was catching up. I always felt like I was trying to get their attention and in the process change who I am as a person just to fit in. It never works because those are just not your people. It's just like, it's like trying to fit two pieces of a puzzle that do not belong together. And you can jam it in, like you've done it before with puzzles. You can jam it in, but you know it's crooked. Like it's not supposed to be. And it just puts stress on you, and it's not good. Five to 3 years ago, two of my friends, both girls, left me and it was my fault. Now I feel like Darth Vader in a way. If it was truly your fault, then just learn from it. And don't do it again. You can try reaching out to those people, but as long as you learn from your mistakes, then you're fine. High school sucks. All anyone cares about is being popular and memes. People think I'm boring because I like movies and sports. Any advice to get by high school? Hey, you don't get by high school. You just do your own thing, and those people who gravitate towards you do, and those people who don't can F off. I'm a legal adult now, yet know how to literally do nothing for real life because school doesn't teach me anything, and I'm starting to get nervous for my future. It's the world of the internet, man. You can learn anything you want. Sorry, I'm not saying much. I'm just reading. Are there ever situations or scenarios where we should try to fit in, even though we feel like an incorrect puzzle piece, or should we just accept that we don't go together? In my opinion, I think if you truly don't belong with a person, as you just know that, or a group, you know, why are you doing this to yourself? There may be parts of that person that you like and enjoy, and parts that, you know, the puzzle fits into, but as a whole, the picture of the puzzle is all messed up and jarbled because it's just, there are too many differences, that psychological differences possibly, or whatever else, that don't make you guys a good fit. So I'm not saying, you know, oh, at the first sign of something not working out, okay, yeah, drop it all like a bad habit. No, but if it's genuinely, you know, in your heart, like something's not working out, then you have to assess the situation. I tend to worry about things a lot. What advice do you have? I really wish I wasn't like this. I'm so sorry. Don't be sorry. We all worry about things. Look, we all want good lives. We all want to have nice things. We all want to be healthy and happy. And we're always constantly worrying. Our brain is telling us, giving us these signals that we're worried about this and that. This is totally normal, you know, having those things to worry about that may not be actually worrisome, or maybe worrisome, is irrelevant. Always look at what's going on in the present moment. It's fine to be aware of things, but don't let that take over the reality. Otherwise, worrying about things is, you probably just have a heightened mind, you know, like mine, where things will hardly go wrong because you're so heightened and aware of things possibly going wrong. So you'll do the exact opposite to make sure that they don't go wrong. It's a very powerful mind. It's a very good mind. In most cases, from what I'm gathering from what you're saying. I overthink things a lot, and when I do start, I start worrying. Nah, don't need to worry. Overthinking is a process of the mind. That's all it is. It's just thoughts, and thoughts, as I said, are there to protect you by making you aware of things. However, it's up to us to decide which thoughts we truly want to act upon. So if you're not acting upon a thought, then, well, whatever. It's just a thought. Thank you for the creativity. Move on. I don't know if you answered my question. I don't know. Motivating yourself to do more exercise. Any advice on how to motivate oneself to be... No, I'm sorry. Look, if you don't have motivation, I'm not going to give it. I can't give you motivation. I can say, oh, like, don't you want to be healthy in life? Don't you want to, you know... Who was it that said this? Socrates, I think. said that I gotta search this up. Said a man who does not see the full potential of his body or something is life short-lived, something. And who does not see the extent of his body, something like that. Well, no, this is not the quote I was meaning, but he says, no man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame, oh, this is it. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. So, it's definitely would be a shame, so I would... It's up to you, man. It's up to you. I can't tell you to get in shape. You gotta want it on the inside, and if you don't, then, well, you don't. No one's gonna do it for you, because one day you'll be motivated, one day you won't. You know, what if something goes sideways one day in life and you need to run? You need to lift something off someone. You need to, I mean, these are all fictitious scenarios and thoughts, but these are things that could motivate someone. You know, you need to be ready. There was this one time my dad was, I was kayaking with my dad and a boat came and the waves completely turned his kayak over. It's capsized. So we were far out from a dock. Water was cold. He was soaking wet with his clothing and he was starting to drown. So I was like, okay, like, should I just jump out and help him swim? Well, it's going to be tough for me. So he hung on to the back of my kayak while he held his kayak, drenched wet, and I fucking rode like crazy. It was hard, but if I hadn't had physical training, I don't know what would have happened, you know? If I had the same body that I had when I was, before I started training, I don't know if my dad would be here today, you know? So, those are the things that I think about. And that's like one scenario of just a few, but when those scenarios come up, you better be ready. What up, Spiritus? What's up, man? It's really nice of you to help people out. Oh, you guys helped me out too, so yeah, thanks. Hey, Johnny, if you're turned down, well, stop listening to the naysayers and just do what you gotta do anyways. Alley game. I don't know what to say about that. I appreciate you too, Joe. Yeah, look, these classes aren't to glorify myself. I know all the answers. I don't know shit, but I've experienced life. I've talked to many brilliant, credited minds. My father and another man named Dr. Phillipson, Stephen Phillipson. You can search up Dr. Schwartz. You can search up Dr. Penzel. All these guys, go find their readings, go study them. Change your life. Everything starts from up here. So if we don't master this, you might be fine now, but who knows, right? Who knows what happens? Just like my dad falling into the water, and if I wasn't ready, I don't know. Vader Snipes. Those are perfectly normal thoughts to have, and those were thoughts that I had too. Just keep enjoying your relationship and go with the flow. You know, if you've never had anything else, then everything else is just a mere perception, a mere thought of, wow, the grass is greener on the other side. 9 times out of 10, it's not. Chris says my ex-girlfriend cheated on me. Oh, join the club. Well, yeah, in my 20s, like teenage, like young relationships and stuff. But I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, it's whatever. Have I struggled with substance abuse? Never. No. I mean, I would drink in college. Sometimes too much. But it was nothing, like I was not ever addicted. It was not like I'm just going to chill at home, watch a movie and drink. Like that was never a thing. It was just like, if we're going to a club, we all just drink. And now I just don't drink. It's years and years and years and years. I'll have maybe a drink a year. One. Or a couple, you know. Callista, I'd say stay out of your friends' relationships. Let them figure it out on their own. You can be, a voice of care. All you can say is, hey, if you guys ever need someone to talk about, I'm here. But I wouldn't get in between there and... Hey, Jack. Yeah, I agree, man. I hope people, if they truly have issues, would seek help, professional help. So, I'm not a professional. I'm just a dude with experiences. That's all. Just like every human. Hey, Isha. Thanks. I keep hearing in college by my professor to find what I love for a career. Do you think that's practical if what you love doesn't make a lot of money? Depends what your goals are. If you want to make a lot of money but be miserable, sure. But if you want to live a modest life but be happy, then that's what you should pursue. And who's to say that the initial lack of success compared to what you want won't turn into big success someday or turn into something else? You never know. You never know, but don't chase money. Do you think dating comes with cultural values? Should I learn to speak the language of my girlfriend's parents? No, because, I mean, anyone, when the next person comes along that can speak their language is what, qualified to date them? It's like, no, it's the person you are on the inside, right? School starts in 5 minutes. Gotta go. See you, man. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, thanks, Hilario. That's nice to hear. That's good. When I'm down in the dumps, I do what you do and others do. I think about what my favorite characters would do and how they'd handle a certain situation. Yeah, I mean, depending on your favorite characters, yeah, it's good. Chris Russell, I'm really sorry to hear that. It sounds terrible. Chris, I'd say the hardest lives are given to the strongest people. I know it's cliche to say, but it's true. There are many extremely successful people that were raised in foster care. Go find their stories. I don't remember their names, but I remember hearing stories. You know, like those videos about. I don't think it was Steve Harvey, but it was something like that. You know, where they tell your life story and like how they started from literally nothing and no one helped them. And do you have any thoughts on how to tell your best friend of 5 years that you have feelings for them, but you know they don't want a relationship? Sounds like you've already hinted at it or told her or him. So, look, life's short. Hey, I got feelings for you. I mean, if it's been 5 years, it's like, hey, look, I got feelings for you. Do you feel the same way? If no, then, well, okay. See you later. Or just continue being friends if they're cool with that. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, 5 years, man. You could just like keep hanging out with them, but if they're not aware that you like them, then it's gonna be tough. You should be studying for exam. You're nervous about it, so you head to your favorite YouTuber. Go study, man. Hey, Trenton, having those dreams are just dreams. They're no different than thoughts. Stop trying to find a reason for these dreams manifesting themselves. Let them be. Let them be. Accept them and just let them be there. That's fine. Wait, your friends dumped you because you had feelings for them? That's weird. Those aren't really friends then. Yeah, usually if you've been friends with someone for 5 years, and you have feelings for them and they don't know that, man, and nothing's happened, depends how much time you spend with them, but I mean, look, like, I would just hang out with her more, you know, or him, and go from there, you know, feel it out. Don't try to kiss them or anything like that. Just spend time with them, and you'll know if it's a mutual feeling. But you could always just ask, be like, hey, look, we've known each other for a while, and I have feelings for you. If they're immature, it'll scare them away. If they're not, then you'll continue being friends, and they don't want that relationship with you, but at least you'll know. But if I were you, I would just that's the toughest, man. See, I'm at a point in my life where, like, if I was in those situations again, because I have been, I would just full on say it and be upfront. But remembering back to those times, it was so difficult to even do that. So I'm not really helpful right here, am I? I got you through coronavirus. Okay, well, I think we're going to end this class today. We'll leave the rest for another day. I got to go make some videos, but I just figured I'd drop in for 50 minutes to an hour and hang out with you guys, maybe talk with you and open up dialogues, see if you guys can vent a little bit. Of course, don't take any of this advice seriously. It's merely for you to ponder upon, and if you actually have problems, go seek a professional. So, love you guys. Thanks for chilling. Catch you in the next one. And, yeah.